Right, so hello everyone. Happy New Year's and welcome to the first Mirror session of 2022. The topic for this session is self-connection and how self-connection affects the four pillars. Movement for Everyday Resilience was created by Heather Skoll. She is the founder of Heather Skoll Wellness Programs and the four-pillar approach: body, mind, spirit, and emotion. Heather has been in the wellness field for over 40 years and holds certification as a Kapula yoga teacher, certified Ruben synergist, with extensive experience in fitness, martial arts, nutrition, meditation, mindfulness, and various therapeutic and healing modalities. Heather has been teaching yoga classes since 2000. She moved her business online in January 2001, teaching movement classes using a chair and on the floor. She works mainly with those over 60 who are experiencing pain and other challenges limiting their movement. Heather is thrilled to provide her clients and connections with the opportunity to learn from other wellness experts. Today's guest is CATHRINE Page. CATHRINE Page is an integrative, holistic health practitioner, Tai Chi, Qigong, and a meditation teacher. With over 30 years of experience in the healthcare field, she lives her passion, shares her story, and enjoys the journey. CATHRINE offers innovative and new age technology, along with ancient, natural, and holistic medicines, blending Eastern and Western modalities for an enriching experience in cultivating wellness for the mind, body, and soul. Thank you for joining us today, CATHRINE. Before we get into the discussion, you can use the chat to ask questions and leave any comments. Of course, we will have a short Q&A session at the end. So everyone, thank you again for joining. We are going to get straight into the discussion. And today, my first question is for CATHRINE. What does self-connection mean to you as a wellness expert?
Oh my goodness. So self-connection is for me knowing that you get to love yourself as much as you love everyone else in your life. And that really is about connecting to yourself, which when you're connected with who you are, you can connect with others better and care for yourself. So it's really digging in deep to knowing how to take care of yourself, when to take a time out, when to just say no, and when to say yes.
Okay, great. That's one of the biggest problems, saying no. I have that problem as well. Even when I'm so tired, I'm like, oh yes, I'm going to do it. But we really need to take those steps. All right. So the second question, CATHRINE, I will ask Heather as well. How would someone know when to reconnect with themselves?
So when your mind is not on task, when you can't seem to focus, some people will tell me that they're flushed or that they feel fluctuations in heat. A lot of times your body sends signals to when things are out of balance and when you're not feeling that connection to yourself or that self-care piece. So you have to kind of tune in and go, wait a minute, I'm not getting this done as quickly as I normally do. Or why do I feel a little off today? You might not feel like you've got that super duper head cold, but all of a sudden you just don't have enough energy to do what you normally get done. And that usually for me kind of tells me, oh, something's going on. And then we have to look and see what's going on.
Okay, thank you so much. And Heather, I would like you to share on this same question.
Absolutely. So I'm very similar to what Catherine said. I would take the 4-pillar approach to it. My body. So if I'm feeling stiff or sore or grouchy in my body, that's a sign. My mind, it's very tricky because when we're busy, right, we keep thinking about the things that we're busy with. And what I've noticed, and it's kind of happened more over this past year, maybe it's, fatigue of isolation, but there's been these little like pops in the head of something negative that I'm like, whoa, whoa. And so it's like, okay, I think I better look at this. The other thing is emotion. And some people get emotional. And for myself, I get emotionless. So when I'm backed away from the emotion, I'm not crying, I'm not getting anger, and it's like building up. What I came to realize is that these are like my SOS moments, like, hey, you got to figure out a way to take care of you. And what I usually end up finding is I have to go to something spiritual with a 4th pillar. And I have to do something that is good for my soul, whether it's playing music, like external music, or playing music myself, or writing something, even just doodling, just something. Oh, jigsaw puzzles are a really good one, because then I find that I just ease and concentrate. And then it often follows with that self-connection with starting to feel emotion, letting out a good cry, calming some of those negativity thoughts. And then, even the body eases up from the aches when I catch it and do something about it.
All right, great. I never really thought about it that way, where you say sometimes you feel emotionless. So thank you for sharing that with us today. Catherine, do you have a tool you would like to share that we can use to reconnect?
So one of the things that I find is trying to connect with yourself and what's kind of happening in your life. And we, as Heather just said, sometimes that negative thought pops in, or we have a little bit of self-doubt on what we're doing and where our goal is. So it's kind of a 2-parter for me. You take that breath in and you breathe out, but then you repeat a little mantra to go with it. And my quick and easy one is, every day in every way, I am getting better, ... So you fill it in. It helps you to kind of focus on the body, talk to the mind, and talk to the spiritual self all at the same time. So I take that breath in and I go, every day in every way, I'm getting better at eating healthy. Every day in every way, I am getting better at taking care of me. And they're just kind of little ways to kind of get your spiritual self, your mind self, and your body to calm so that you feel connected. And then when you feel connected, then it's so much easier to connect with others, because when you're grounded, you have lots of energy to say, hey, I can help you because I know where I'm at. So I've got an idea for you too. And so it's just my quick little thing when I'm feeling a little off that path, that gets my mind, my body, and my spirit all to reconnect.
Okay, thank you.
Can I just sort of ask, Catherine, how would you repeat it several times? Would you recommend that people repeat it a certain number of times in a row, that it will start to make a difference?
So I usually try to repeat it at least 8 to 10 times for myself. And sometimes it might be more than one little sentence in the day that I might be working on. Typically, I kind of pick one and then I just kind of stick to that one for the day. And then the next day I pick a different one. It might be something that I'm feeling a little off on. So for instance, today it's been about healthy eating, because I know my first go-to when I'm stressed out is to eat as much junk food as I possibly can get my hands on. So, I just sit there and go, okay, every day in every way, I'm trying to eat healthier. Every day in every way, I am eating healthier. And then I just kind of get that stuck in my brain and stuck in my spiritual self and say, okay, hey, we're on this track. We just got to remind ourselves that, get yourself back on the tracks, and away we go.
Okay, thank you so much, Catherine. I'm going to write that down and put it in front of a space where I look at all the time because I like to eat junk food when I'm stressed as well. So this is a good tip. Thank you so much for sharing that, Catherine.
My pleasure.
Okay, how about you, Heather? Do you have a tool you'd like to share with us today that
Sure.
you use? Okay.
Sure, absolutely. And so this would be a bit of that self-connection tool. And it, for me, I teach breathing all the time and all kinds of things. But what works for me, again, is sort of like leaning into the 4-pillar approach. So, Catherine has the words as well. So we're taking into account the mind and also sort of spiritually aligning. For me, what I would do with self-connection is I bring it to the body. So I may start with putting my hands together. And why doesn't everyone try it? We can all do this together. So I'm just putting my hands together. If this is not comfortable in this position with fingers up, just you can rest your fingers down. And I would just start breathing, but actually feeling and noticing the connection between my hands. And so I'm starting almost this self-connection, soul to souls of my hands. And then I may ask within my body, what part of me needs some connection right now? Now, some of the parts we might not be able to reach, like if it was behind my back, but what part of me needs some connection right now? And let's just say, for example, it's your heart. And then I would take my hands and I would invite them to, place on that part of the body, if that part of the body is receptive, and just be with it. So not necessarily changing it, just being aware of the part that needs connection. And it's like your touch is almost like a butterfly has landed on that part to say hello, to check in, to reassure that part that I'm listening or that you're listening. And just stay there for a few seconds and breathe. Good. And then I would often say thank you and goodbye and just let my hands float away. So that part feels like it's had a bit of a closing. You can use this on any part that you can reach. And if you can't reach a part, for example, let's say I want to reach my shoulder, but I can't reach, I can kind of come close to it, sending that energetically so that that part knows that your attention is there. So that's a way that I would work with some self-connection. And I hope that you will all try that too.
Thank you, Heather. That was so simple, but really amazing. I just felt a bit of calmness doing that just now. So thank you so much. I'm going to go over to Catherine. You have an upcoming Passion for Wellness event called Soul to Soul. What do you mean by soul to soul, Catherine?
Oh, goodness. So our Soul to Soul event is about this connection piece, and very much so because, as Heather mentioned, we are been in this weird isolation bubble for the last year or so. And even prior to that, I was noticing like the amount of time I was spending with people, the amount of time I was getting into deeper conversations versus that Facebook like or that Facebook heart or that Instagram. Oh, that's cool. And I wanted to really try to get us all to connect with ourselves so that we can connect better with others who are also trying to do the same. So when I create events for Passion for Wellness, I'm always thinking about kind of what's currently happening and how we can help people in this stressful, tech-driven, hustly, bustly, crazy life. Now, granted, ironically, we did have to go virtually because of the COVID restrictions and everything. But I know that each of the practitioners have put something together to really help people connect with themselves and put out content for all of us to really get some growing content with each other so we can grow a little bit, feel a little bit more, together and a little less isolated.
Okay, thank you so much, Catherine. And Heather, you'll be a part of this event. Can you give us your take on this soul to soul meaning?
Yes, I really took the idea of soul to heart and body. And in my segment, which is just over a half an hour yoga segment, I really use the body in the way of connecting with itself. And whether it's the hands in the prayer position, or whether it's the feet, or whether it's our mind connecting to various movements that we do. So I'm delighted and thankful to be included in the Soul to Soul event. And thank you to Catherine for organizing it.
Okay, thank you so much. And to get a little bit more information on this event, sounds like a wonderful event for anybody who is interested. So Catherine, can you tell us a little bit more about the event and how to register for Passion for Wellness?
Sure thing. So the Passion for Wellness, it's very easy to register. All you have to do is send me an email at tlcpagewellness@gmail.com. The funds we're raising this year, because every year this Passion for Wellness event that Heather always gratefully and joyfully joins with me in, is we pick a local charity for that money to go to. So this year, the charity is called Hill House Hospice. They are a hospice that's in Richmond Hill that supports people transitioning through their end of life. And supports families who are trying to follow through with that transition as well. So we're looking at supporting them. So our donations will go directly to them. What happens with this wonderful event is you don't have to be there because it's virtual. And the great thing about it is you also don't have to be there at 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday to start this event. You are going to get a list of class links. You're going to get 3 days to try all the classes you want and try a few more again and repeat the ones that you like and listen again to another one. And it's super easy. You just got to click a few little links, one to donate, and then click a link into Heather's class, my class, a wonderful sound healing class by Joanna Grace. We've got a movement class by Ann Klausner, who's going to help with your brain and neurology and movement, and a great Pilates class by my good friend Janie. So, the easiest way to find out all the information and kind of some of the fun secrets that are happening too is to follow us on our Facebook event page. So you're just looking for Passion for Wellness 2022, and it'll take you to our Facebook page, and it'll give you some interesting things that are happening. So lots of free gifts, lots of raffle items, some extra tips and tricks from our practitioners. We also did a set of interviews with our practitioners this time around to let you get to know them a little bit, let you know more about what they're doing so you can connect with them more and connect with us so you understand why we're trying to help our community as much as we can by donating money to a local charity and helping the community by giving these classes. So people have said, oh my goodness, like you're not charging enough money. We're charging a minimum donation of $25 so that Hill House Hospice can get a little money to help them along. But anybody who's willing to donate more or help to support Hill House Hospice a little bit more, we would greatly appreciate it and encourage you to do so as well.
Wow, thank you. $25. It's more than a deal because you're getting like 3 days of amazing content, and it's for a wonderful purpose. So thank you so much for sharing that with us, Catherine.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much. Okay. Heather, can you tell us about the next Mer event that we'll have in February?
Absolutely. So coming up February, and it will be on February 14th, which is Valentine's Day. It'll be slightly later at 4 p.m. A very close colleague of mine, Joan Brooks, who is a Rubenfeld Synergy colleague, will be joining us. And Joan likes to go deep. Our theme of the month of February is really about the heart, and we will be looking into ways to support the heart, to deal with emotion and some of those emotions associated with the heart and the time of the year, Valentine's Day. So I'm very excited to really be able to introduce you to Rubenfeld Synergy with someone who is very experienced and really likes to go deep into the body and mind and spirit and emotions.
Okay, thank you so much. Our mirror sessions are so short, but you can get amazing content from them. So thank you for joining. Thank you, Heather and Catherine, for today's session. To learn more about Catherine, please check out our website at catherinepage.ca and heatherskoll.com to find out more about Heather and her programs.